As the community engagement chair, one of my biggest challenges is connecting the subwatersheds. Miss Juanita lives in the headwaters. I, she's in English Avenue. I'm in the English Park neighborhood. I live at the end of Proctor Creek. Those people in the middle, we have not been able to engage and hold on to. So if anyone has any tricks as to how to get these people at the table, we tried to be creative this year and hold meetings on Saturdays versus weekdays. The negative on that is we lose our federal partners at the table. But the good thing is we get a few people on Saturdays who live in the neighborhoods to come to the meetings.
We have a newly funded in 2016 Urban Water Small Grant that is focused on both education and community engagement and planning of green infrastructure in low-income multifamily housing in a historic neighborhood in Toledo. And so the exciting aspects of this project are that we have great partners. Toledo has a well-established environmental community. So we have a neighborhood group, we have the city, we have the county, we have an AmeriCorps individual, we have the university, and a lot of people engaged on the project, as well as faith-based organizations in the neighborhood. The biggest challenge we face is that low-income multifamily housing is populated by transient residents, so getting people engaged and involved and interested and getting them to talk about what they want takes a lot of work. So we're doing many more frequent meetings, bringing food, hands-on activities, and getting involved in the churches to get people to come out. And so that's what we're doing.
I don't think we want buy-in, because buy-in, to me, makes it sound like you're getting somebody to agree with your mission. And I think if we're going to engage these alternative communities, other communities, we have to meet them in the middle and find out what their interests are and where they match. You know, so when we go into communities, if they're mainly concerned about flooded basements or economic development or whatever it is, I don't really care if they care about our mission or clean water or whatever. It's that we have a common ground. They're concerned about water quantity or water quality, and that's what mixes. And so I really see that it's more about meeting them where our intersections are, where we share certain concerns, and I think that's how we're going to get more people engaged.
We talk about how do we get communities of color and underserved communities, how do we get them to the table? But I think one thing that we miss a lot, particularly when we sit in very pale rooms, is that there is things that we need to do for ourselves to make sure that we are prepared to sit with those communities. So I think there's two pieces to that. How do we get the communities engaged with us, and how do we prepare ourselves to engage with those communities in an honest way?
We've kind of gotten into this real maybe dependence on kind of the recreational aspect of it. So yeah, we paddle and we do all of this, and there are communities that just don't do that, right? You know, and so, you know, I think that there's also that struggle with, we take kids, especially urban kids, and we want to give them experiential education, and we just want to take them out, right?
Right.
And we don't care what happens to them, you know, we don't care about the anxiety of just kind of dropping them into the woods. You know, and we give them this boot camp thing, you know what I mean? And you scare some of these kids to death. And then they're never going to make the connection because we don't finesse that. We don't walk that through for everybody. And I think that that's something that we've tried to really be intentional about, is maybe we start in your own backyard, right? Maybe we're working at the residential level. You know, maybe we're figuring out how to take people into parks, which is a much smaller, more intimate scale of experience, before we're ready to just take you to the Grand Canyon and let you figure out, you know, how to bivouac out, you know.
People really do gravitate towards water, and they really want to do something on behalf of their local water body. They remember it in some ways the same and other some ways differently than what it looks like now. And any way that we can provide that information that will allow them to do something that's better for the river, they are sponges, and they're really willing and able to take in that information. And if all the time that we spend out working with individuals is really paid off in terms of them choosing to then go and implement something, make a small change or a big change, and their impacts are starting to show up in our data, both survey data, water quality data, and people's feelings on behalf of the river as well. So Small steps, big impacts.